Kia ora guys, Reader the Kiwi here, and tonight we're gonna be jumping into some more Final Fantasy XIV online. Much like when I ran through the tank quests, much like when I ran through the tank quests, wow, I just mind blanking right now. I've put off the magical DPS role quests in Endwalker, and now that I'm level 89 Black Mage, I think I might as well just get round to doing them. So that's what we're gonna be doing tonight. Wow, this is a terrible intro. So let's just hop into it and start. Oh boy, started going in. Alright. With Emmerich. Sir Emmerich's in this one. My lady Tiru, I have awaited your coming. The phenomenon wherein men turn into monsters. It pains to say that Ishgard has not been spared. A dread blasphemy has appeared in the Holy See, and to compound the people's horror, the beast resembles a dragon. Ooh, that's not good. It is imperative that it be vanquished without delay. Until that end, we have begun assembling a hunting party. Given that fear and despair may turn our allies against us, we are being stringent in whom we choose for this duty. Yet, while we have confidence in the quality of our knights, the mission would greatly benefit for the presence of a battle mage, one who can stand unflinching in the face of our foul quarry. Would be hard pressed to find an individual who fits that description better than you. Will you not lend us your strength and skill? Yes, you can count on me. Not a great black mage though. We are in your debt. Just a moment while I relay the glad tidings to command. Is settled upon arriving in Ishgard. Please take yourself to the Aetherite Plaza. Lord Atol will be there to receive you. Alright. Let's head to Ishgard then. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Tiru, I've been expecting you. Words cannot express how well I'm beside that. Allow me to echo that sentiment. Sir Emmerich. Good to see you, buddy. Miss you from being in the MSQ. Greetings, my friend. Lest you wonder, Lord Atol and I are leading the effort to deal with the blasphemy. With your capable self involved, I have no doubt we shall succeed. Without further ado, I shall brief you on the situation. 'Twas a handful of days after the first beast appeared in Radzat Han. A blazing man was observed at the hoplon in the pillars. All of a sudden he buckled over as if in pain, and before anyone knew what was happening, he transformed into a terrible beast. No, terrible joke. At the mere sight of this, Benny, who chanced to be present also turned, and regrettably the temple knights were forced to put them down. Profane Fafnir, we have chosen to call it, after the dragon man of Ishgard. Since that day, the beast has oft been sighted in the skies above Ishgard. It does not attack, only circles menacingly for a time ere disappearing again. Well, good news that it's not attacking then. Oh, I missed the part. As part of our investigation, we sought to identify the man who... I forgot I forgot there we go. There we go. When the truth of our nation's history was laid bare, the legitimacy of the church was called into question. Many Isgardians struggled to reconcile the revelations with their beliefs, and none more so than the pious. Such men and women we possess would be more susceptible to despair, and therefore the transformation. We must find a way to stop it. Ishgard has only just emerged from a 1,000-year war, and we cannot suffer another great tragedy, much less so soon. In order to maintain a better understanding of the situation, we intend to speak with a member of the clergy, the sole individual who survived witnessing the blasphemy's birth without being turned. Clem is his name, and he is a deacon at the St. Raymond's Cathedral. Come, let us speak him out. So it shouldn't it be magic range DPS? Was it? Hold up. Magical range DPS. Magical range. That person's just started Heaven's Ward. Tune into the ether, right? And I'm excited for 6.1. 8. Lord Amaric, Lord Whoa. And the saver of Ishgard. Besides, you do me great honor. I am Clem, and I serve as deacon here at St. Raymond's Cathedral. I understand you were among those at Hoplon when the incident occurred. We give thanks to the Fury for your merciful preservation, and we now seek to prevent the blasphemy from wreaking further havoc, and would appreciate any details you can provide. Loath though we are to make you recall unpleasant memories, will you not recount to us what you witnessed that day? Very well. We are presently relocating the vault's libraries to the cathedral. In case you were unaware, we had finished delivering a batch of tomes and were on our way to bring another. We approached the hoplon. We noticed a young man walking unsteadily. No sooner had he come to an abrupt halt. Then he transformed into a draconic beast. The fiend fixed us with a menacing glare, and it was all we could do to find our wits and flee. But to my compounding horror, my brethren who were with me began turning into monstrosities as well, one after another. Praise the fairy that you, at least, were spared, Deacon Clem. I cannot imagine how frightening the experience must have been. Bishop Varkanox? I don't know if that's how you say that. Forgive me if I interrupt. I was informed that our stalwart protectors were present and wished to express my gratitude. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for your service and pray we shall soon be free of the scourge. Indeed, if there is naught we could do to aid your efforts, you need say it. You are most kind, your grace. Okay. Man, a few words. That was Bishop Vadnut. Well, maybe that's meant to be Vart Noir. I don't know. The head of Saint Remalds and a member of the synod. Oh god, these words. With the seat of the Archbishop vacant, he is, in effect, the highest authority in the Isgardian Orthodox Church. This is so, yet in spite of his elevated station, he remains as kind and humble a man as any I have ever known. Like his grace, I would do all that I can to help shepherd our people through this uncertain time. To that end, there is a request I would make of you, if you can spare a moment. Of course, if it is within our power, we should be glad to offer you aid. Thank you. In the wake of the transformations, a group of clergymen fled the city in fear. Yet, though they sought refuge in the wilderness, they put themselves at the mercy of the elements and fell fiends both. Given the cause of the transformation is not clear, well, we know now, but okay, yeah. I think theirs was a deadly unwise decision. I wish to set out to find them, but I'm not trained in the ways of war as such. I require those who are to accompany me in the search. So that is the way of it. Suffice it to say we will help you. Do you know whether your fellows may have headed? The Western Highlands, I believe, between Gorgan Mills and Hemlock. There's no shortage of abandoned dwellings in the area. Very well. Time being of the essence, I propose we split up and scour the separate areas. Heru, if you could escort the good Deacon to Gorgan Mills, Lord Aratol and I will tend to Hemlock. So, immediately going on a search party. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun. Ba, 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 ba. I know this building. Been here a lot. Anyone down here in the altar? No. Okay. I think inside would be the... Oh, here we go. Hey look, we found some. Good work. You! Ah, I see you found them. Yes, and none worse for the wear. Thank the Fury. My friends, forgive us if we have given cause for alarm. We come out of concern for your well-being. Though we understand why you quit the city, we fear you may have placed yourselves at greater risk by coming here. There's Grace Bishop Banux too, warriors for your health and praise for your swift return. So please, will you not allow us to escort you to the Holy See? I assure you, you will be much safer there than in this wretched place. Servants of the Fury will never be safe in the city, don't you see? This is your fault. You and your cursed revolution. The people disdain us, mock us behind our backs, and spit in our faces. And now someone is conspiring to transform us into monstrosities. Enemies of the church, I would wager, emboldened by your deeds. So no, I will not go back to Isgard. I'd sooner freeze to death than suffer your pity. This is just classic people. Ugh. This is classic people thinking something happening local isn't all happening all over the world. This is annoying me. It's like it's not just Isgard. It's not just you guys. Come on, man. Ugh. I'm just annoyed at this what this guy's saying. What? All I have ever done was in service to her. I am a good man. I do not. She cannot forsake me. Here, we cannot allow him to harm others. Give chase and do what you must. We will remain here and keep others calm. Alright. Let's go beat my first beast. Much like what I was saying again, the people that spout this nonsense also deal with that. Catch it. My dashboard just messed up then, and same with my tracking. just beat this. Oh, oh, oh. Oh no. What's going on? Ooh. Am I still connected? I seem to be still connected. Alright. That's fine. I don't know what happened then. But my tracking software just completely messed up. And I had all sorts of weird beeps. But OBS doesn't seem to have dropped any frames, even though everything was frozen for a couple of moments. Not sure what that was all about. But we should be back up. And we can continue. Okay then. So weird. One of the beats came through on the stream. Is it done, Teru? My thanks. What happened is most regrettable, but we must be grateful that no one else came to harm. While you were gone, the Deacon was able to convince the others to return to the city. Let us escort them back at once, and then reconvene at the congregation to consider our next course of action. For our purposes, we will use the strategy room. Well, we have use of the strategy room. For our purposes, we will use the strategy room. Announce yourself to the guard without, and he will show you in. Alright. Let us return to this guard. Ba 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 ba. Oh, had auto run, and then I accidentally hit W. Do 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 do. Alright. Yeah, let's go to the strategy room. Ah. Lest you wonder, we have taken the clergymen to St. Ronald's to rest and recover. Truth be told, the thought that they may still succumb to despair in turn remains at the forefront of my mind. Yet the risk would be greater still if we were to keep them at arm's length and deny them the comfort of the church. Indeed, from the words he spoke, the Inquisitor yearned for the days of old. He and others like him can scarcely be blamed. Since the truth of the nation's founding and the Archbishop's machinations were made public knowledge, the church has been in turmoil. Though we have made great strides in separating religion from and state, there has been far less progress in the reformation of the church. For our faith has been everything to us, our purpose, our comfort. It is not an easy thing to reconcile one's beliefs with the betrayal of our spiritual leaders. Thus torn between the hearts and minds, many Ishgardians feel lost, and none more so than members of the clergy whose faith was once unshakable. Little wonder then that the most dedicated and devout are like to turn. Yeah. Big problem. So it seems, but further investigation is needed ere we draw a definitive conclusion. With the war's end, Ishgard has set out on a new path. The choices we make now shall determine our course for the future. Come what may, we dare not squander the chance we have fought so hard to attain. Yep, well said. Once the returned clergymen have sufficiently calmed down, I shall have the deacon speak with them, that we might gain insight to their individual plights. Good. Meanwhile, I shall take the opportunity to brief my men on recent developments. Pray take a moment's rest, my friend. You have earned it. When you are ready to continue our work, you may seek us out here. Yeah, complete. Complete. Terrible, your timing couldn't have been better. We just spoke. Deacon Clem has finished speaking with the rescued clergymen and will be here shortly to share his findings. Lord Amaret too is on his way. Let us wait for them. Deacon Clem, we thank you for making the inquiries on our behalf. There is no imposition in the least. As I said, I am glad to do all I can. So, 'tis our understanding that those we escorted back were all close acquaintances of the Inquisitor who turned. Like him, they too had been the subject of harassment by certain quarters of the populace. Is this correct? It is, I am afraid, and they are far from alone. Men of the cloth were once afforded respect and deference as servants of Haloon, but now they are openly reviled by many. We were complicit in the perpetuating terrible lies. This is true, but we too were misled. We too are victims, yet we are regarded by some as criminals. Why do I understand the people's anger? But it saddens me to think that they would thus lash out at their fellow man, especially when we need solidarity most of all. Though I can imagine your plight, I would not presume to fully grasp your pain. Will you tell us of the challenges you and yours have had to face since the war's end? Like all sons and daughters of Ishgard, we dreamed of peace in our lifetime. But now that it has come, we find we have little cause to rejoice. Our faith has long been the foundation of our lives, and overnight that foundation has been crippled by fractures beyond repair for some. To learn that we have been deceived, and that we had unwittingly deceived others in turn, was devastating. We who had once been shepherds to men found ourselves lost lambs, bereft of serenity and wanting for guidance. We have languished in darkness, all of us. This is a lot more heavy than the other ones. Yet I have faith that the church will redeem itself, that it will find a new path and again become a beacon of hope for the people. I see. Thank you for sharing this with us. Your testimony has confirmed our suspicions. According to our allies, that which causes people to turn is none other than their despair and anguish. If it wasn't before, 'tis now abundantly clear why members of the clergy are among the transformed. That you did not, I believe, is due to your unwavering faith in the church. In light of this, we would ask for your continued cooperation. Of course, anything to help my brethren. Bit my tongue. Now we have established the cause. That leaves us with the mystery of profane Valner's identity. The progenitor of these troubles. Could he too have been a man of the cloth? From what I recall of his garb, I doubt it. He was dressed in common fashion, and inadequately against the cold besides. It is said that something of the individual may remain in the blasphemy, influencing its behavior. If we can determine what instincts drive profane Fafnir, we may learn who it once was, and this knowledge, I believe, will prove vital in our efforts to solve it. How come we know this so early on in this one, but we didn't know that in the tank one? What the hell? What the hell? Deacon Clem, we ask that you reach out to your fellow clergymen. Please do what you can to ease their anxieties. Understood. As I have ever done, I shall provide what comfort I can to those in need. Meanwhile, we must make it a priority to identify the blasphemy. To that end, I would seek out more eyewitnesses. The Hoplon is a busy place at any given time. Some ordinary citizens are bound to have been present at as this tragic event unfolded. I propose we make inquiries in the pillars. If you could attend to the Hoplon, Lord Atol, and I will look in the surrounding areas. Alright. Bum, 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 bum. Sociable woman, a citizen. No, I didn't see that dragon, nor would I have wished to, frightful as it sounds. They say it wasn't a Dravanian attack, but if not, then what was it? Let's go this way. This makes most sense. Bum 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 bum. What's happening? My, wait, my RAM is at 98%? What? Hold up. Let's use up all my memory. Feeds. What the heck? End task. Search application. Alright, the Final Fantasy was only using 400 megs. Microsoft completely died. And then in turn, that killed my camera, which I have to restart again. Okay, this is back open. What the hell? That's gotta be something. Feedback hub. Feeds. What the heck was feeds? Search. Why is... so many. Oh, we'll just keep that open there. Try and keep an eye on it again. Yeah, because position. I don't know why that just started. So like this program called Feeds using 12 gigs of my memory for some reason, and it looked like a search thing. No idea where that came from. Oh, I just clicked through that as well. I don't know what that guy said. Ugh. I'm going to keep a close eye on my memory usage to see if that starts popping up again. Sage citizen. He seems deep in thought. He probably saw something. I wasn't present for the incidents at Hoplon, but a young man poorly dressed for the cold, that I did see. I call him well because of an aide from Saint Vandera's was searching for him. He was a patient at the infirmary, and by coincidence had the same name. We have our lead. There you are, Teru. Did your search yield any fruit? A patient of the infirmary, you say? Among those with whom I spoke, one claims to have witnessed an individual fitting that description. A man walking in a state power who did not seem to feel the cold. If he had wandered straight out of the infirmary, it would explain his state of attire. Yes, I dare say we have found our blasphemy, but to think that his name should be Vandreer. It's the same as that of the former Heavensward commander, Sir Vandreer de Rochmaid, for whom the infirmary is named. Sir Vandreer, however, retired from his station at the ripe old age some years ago. Tis not like to have been him. In any case, we have a lead. I shall head to the infirmary at once. Pray wait for me in the room. I'm actually amazed that apparently Final Fantasy is only using 400 megs of RAM. That's like super efficient, crazy. My tracking software is using twice as much as it. Where were you going? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Ow. Waiting. This is Loverick, the aide who was in charge of Vandrew. Have you found him? Oh, please say you have. We have not, I am afraid. But we seek to and hope that you could tell us more about him. May we ask how he came to be at the infirmary? He was found by patrol in the Central Highlands. After being treated for his hurts, he was brought to us for convalescence. Being in the prime of his years, he had been doing well, but then... Prime of his years, by all accounts, he is no old man. It seems safe to assume it isn't Sir Vandreer. Oh no, he's definitely a different person, as I told Lord Atterol. And though he gave his name as Vandreer, he seemed rather confused, and we had no means to confirm his identity. In his state, he shouldn't be wandering about on his own. Please, you must find him. The man who recently turned into a beast at Hoplon. We regret to say it may have been Vandreer. What? No! How can this be? Is there aught else you can tell us? Things he may have said or done while in your care? While he was still unconscious, he would often ramble, though most of it was incoherent. He mentioned the Archbishop many times. Oh, and he spoke of a bishop, too. Bishop FFXIV. I assumed he was a pious man given this. I see. Thank you for your cooperation. We will continue our investigation, and should we confirm what became of Vandreer, inform you forthwith. Let us return to the congregation for now. So that program feeds hasn't been returning. I think it might have had a memory leak that was this building that entire time. And I think it was probably like part of the system, Windows system thing. That was ridiculous. That was using 12 gigs and doesn't seem to be returning. I'm still gonna keep that memory usage up though to monitor it. The mystery remains, but we are one step closer to identifying the man who became Profane Fafnir. Indeed, though he did not at first appear to be a member of the clergy, his words betray a fervent faith. And how curious that he would speak not only of the Archbishop, but Bishop Vatnox specifically. Well, that name is probably going to be very important going forward, and so I'm probably going to have this attempt to pronounce it even more so. Yikes. Perhaps he was personally acquainted with his grace. In light of the possibility, I believe we should speak with him directly. Agreed. I will request an audience, but His Grace has many demands upon his time. It may be a while before we are seen. Should you have other business, feel free to attend them in the meantime. Nope, I'm doing this. What was I gonna do? There was something I was gonna check. I don't remember. I'll just start the next one. Hero, excellent timing as ever. Deacon Clem has just sent word that Bishop Vatnox, we'll go with that, Vatnox, will see us now. By which I mean right this instant. 'Tis extremely short notice, I know, but it would not do to miss the opportunity to learn how he and Vandre may be connected. Not wishing to keep his grace waiting, Lord Emmerich is already on his way to St. Ramald's Cathedral. Come, let us hurry there ourselves. Come. Boom, boom. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. My lords, I am so sorry. I informed His Grace that you were making your way hither, but shortly before you arrived, he recalled that he had urgent business and had to leave the cathedral at once. He not have yet gone far, though, so if you wish to search for him in hopes, you can still steal a moment of his time. You grant us an audience only to depart with such haste. What business could be so pressing? Suspicious. Mind you, the church, we've always been suspicious of the church, so that might not be very fair. Ah, found you. Wow, now that even the savior of Ishgard should be here. Your Grace, perhaps 'tis simply our misunderstanding, but we were under the impression that you had granted us an audience. Lord Speaker, rest assured, I was just about to return to the cathedral. There's no need, Your Grace. This will not take long. As you may have heard, we are investigating a young man named Vandria. Is he known to you? No, I cannot say he is. With the exception of the former Archmederate, I am sure I know no one by that name. But mine and the Archbishop's are known to many, yes. Perhaps this youth took inspiration from public services over which we presided. Good, godly soul that he is. Oh, glad I am that his faith was of comfort to him in sickness. And I pray to Halone that he will soon be found in good health. Now then, if there was nothing else, I shall return to my duties. How does he know? Like, we did not mention anything about a missing person or bad health. We just simply asked, do you know of a man by this name? Fear not, your eminence. I shall carry on your legacy. We have completed the preparations as per your instructions, but are you certain this will work? It will. It must. Lord Amaric spoke the truth when he revealed the Archbishop sought primal powers to strengthen the people's faith. I could not bring myself to believe it, not at first, but in the course of cataloguing His Eminence's personal articles, I came upon his journal. Therein he had written that through abundant aether and fervent prayer, it is possible to make gods of men. All the power we require lies in this place, this Azul's La. Man, this guy's this Bishop 2.0, Archbishop 2.0, Gordon 2.0. By channeling the essence of elements, soulless flesh, and sword we found. Maybe Gordon 0.9 because he's not, he's B grade. Or maybe even C grade Thornton. Wannabe Thornton. We shall summon forth King Thornton and his knights 12, and by his blessing Ishgard shall be restored to its former glory. It's gonna fail because nothing happened about this. It's just such bit parts. Bit parts. Yeah, 3 guys and your prayers are not good enough. What is this? It's just an ordinary man, scarcely changed from before. His imminence I must protect. Cloned Elysian. No, this isn't right. Confound it, perhaps I overlooked something. Must return to the Holy See and review the journal. Your Grace, what shall we do with this thing? Leave it, 'tis a failure without use or value. The denizens of this place will deal with it soon enough. Jeez, harsh. Hero, are you well? Were you perhaps granted a vision of the past? An attempted summoning of King Thornton and his Knights 12? Oh boy, look at him. Your Grace, you should know full well that summoning is strictly forbidden. You will accompany us to the congregation and explain yourself. I have dedicated my life to the church, conducted my affairs in accordance with the scriptures, and taught. But you took it all away from us. Everything that defined us. You cannot know how it feels to be your existence rejected, to be forsaken, to be denied your society. I will deny you this justice. I deny in Isgard where the church has no place. I refuse to accept it. Do you hear me? Refuse to accept it. Good Grace. No. He was a bad guy. Hey, they just teleported. The effect. That should come to violence yet again. Would that your hand had not been forced, my lord. Deacon Clem should not be alone at this time. I shall remain with him while tending to the aftermath. When things have settled, I will return to the congregation. Pray go on ahead and get some rest. And Mark's like, it's just like, shit, nah, I wanted to do that the whole time. Ba ba ba. Done. Go to the strategy room. Stop, Mark. Oh, this is good. How fares the deacon? Well enough, given the circumstances. Though understandably shaken, he is more determined than ever to help his fellows. Truly, he is possessed of a stout heart. But to think that even a member of the Synod could succumb to despair and turn. The crisis gripping the church is far graver than I had imagined. In pushing for such an abrupt separation of religion and state, we may have exacerbated the growing divide between the clergy and the general populace. Teru, will you recount in full of which you witnessed in your vision? Bum, bum, bum. I love that animation of telling something. That he should seek to use one of Allagan's unholy abominations to create a primal. Yet, that which manifested was not like the being you fought, but rather retained the form of a man, one driven by the desire to protect the Archbishop. We may safely assume the bishop did not have the sufficient aether bereft of Nidhogg's eye. The sword Essalon no longer has such power, nor does that of the warring triad remain to be harnessed. Thanks to your valorous intervention. But if the summoning failed, how did the clone come to possess life? And what purpose drives it? Lack of aether notwithstanding, the necessary components were present for summoning. Perhaps the ritual itself was a success, and the vessel, though imperfect, arose as the champion of the Archbishop. Yet how did he come to be in the Central Highlands? You believe that this clone and the man who became the blasphemy are one and the same? Nay, I merely speculate. Yet considering what we know of the clone and Vandrea, it would seem a likely possibility. Whatever the truth may be, it will not elude us forever, but first, I must lay some groundwork for the next phase of our investigation. God's permitting, I will have news to share ere long, so pray look in on us when you can. It will be immediately after this. Will's unending, faith unbending. Teru, you are ever a sight for sore eyes. We've literally just been talking. Ill tidings, my friends. I dispatched the Templar Knights to find the clergymen who aided in Bishop's son Bartanuk's summoning attempt. Regrettably, when confronted, all turned and had to be put down. Without their accounts, how then to ascertain that the clone and Vandrea are the same individual? Maintaining the assumption that they are, perhaps we should instead consider how Vandrea may have found his way to Korthus. According to Teru's vision, he was abandoned in Azizlar. But what did he do afterwards? Then there is but one way to ascertain the truth. We follow his trail. I shall go search for the clone in Alizlar. If he is still there, then we are dealing with a different individual. A splendid idea! We leave the floating continent in your capable hands. Meanwhile, Teru and I shall retrace Vandrea's steps whence he first appeared. Upon being found in Central Highlands, he was taken to Camp Dragonhead. Let us begin by making inquiries there. Ooh. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Well now, if it isn't the late Horschafon's dear friend, is this something you require? Ah yes, the mystery man. I was among those who tended him. He was not attired for the snow, much less the snowstorm in which he had been caught, and was suffering from frostbite. When people are extremely cold, they may mistakenly feel that they are warm and disrobe. That might explain his state of undress. Investigating the stranger we found, are you? I wasn't involved myself, so I can't tell you much about the fellow. But in case it is of interest, earlier the same day I caught sight of an airship flying dangerously low. It soon disappeared into the brewing snowstorm, looking none too steady. Ah, 'tis ever an honor to receive you. What brings you to our humble camp this day? An injured man who was found out in the wilds? Yes, I know the one. I was with the patrol that chanced into him north of here at Providence Point. He was unconscious and in a bad way. We hardly bore him back to the camp. After doing what we could for him, we sent him on to the city. Cool, so I know where he was found now. Emmerich, I got so much information. You'll be so proud of me. There you are. Were you able to learn aught of interest? Bam, bam, bam. A mysterious man found collapsed after an airship was seen flying low. Yes, the accounts I heard are consistent with yours. Oh, great. He also just got the information. I, for one, am curious about the fate of this unknown airship. To that end, I have arranged a pair of black chocobos for us. The more efficiently scour the area. Sorry, Bocco. We won't be using you. We shall continue our search to Providence Point, where Vandera is said to have been found. Ready? Yeah! Flying! Whee! Man, the lack of music here is really, really something. Nothing so far, let us continue northeast. What levels? This is 88. This one feels a lot shorter than the last one. How long was my last? How long was my stream for? No, 2.5 hours. No, I think it was shorter. Oh. There's the airship, and there's the blasphemy. By the ferry, it's the blasphemy. Oh, echo time. Echo, echo, This pretty much confirms it. That was obvious from the start. His Eminence must protect His Eminence. Ah, you're finally awake. Allah be praised. How are you feeling? Strong enough to speak? Can you tell me your name? My name is... Zipperin? No. Garibat? Was it Veligant? So many names swirling in my mind. The voices that reject them. Is there none that will accept? You alright? Vanderer. My name is Vanderer. Well now, that's the same name as our infirmary. I dare say fate has guided you to us. So Vanderer, if you are feeling up to a little conversation, can you tell me about yourself? Anything else you remember? Anything at all? A proud son of House Dizamel, nay, a stout servant of Helenon, who lives for the rush of battle, the pleasure in inflicting pain, the attention of maidens to fight beside my brother in arms. A low-born runt, whose every effort went unrewarded, whose very name disqualified him from ever leading the temple knights, but his eminence raised me up, granted me a place at his side. From that day forth I pledged my sword to his service, pledged my very being, my life to be offered in defense of his. I am a knight of the Heavens, sworn to protect and serve the Archbishop. Oh, you're a knight? Forgive me if that sounded rude, but I had no idea. And while I realize your memories may be a bit muddled, I'm afraid I must inform you that Heaven's Ward have not been seen in quite some time, and I presume dead. And the Archbishop, well, he most certainly no longer of this world. But the important thing is you're safe now, and we'll help you back on your feet. Speaking of which, let me bring you some food and water. You must be absolutely famished. Oof, if. Archbishop dead? No, this cannot be. How can I still be alive when he is not? I must find him. Piru. Oh boy. For the glory of King Thordan. Another vision, I take it. Let us make for Ishgard. I expect Lord Ataral will soon will return soon, if he has not already, and we should be both glad to hear your tale. Ugh. Ugh. In the strategy room. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. 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 Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, Teru, I pray your search was more productive than my own. Everyone is here, excellent. So, were you able to find our clone in Azizlar? Nay, naught but the discarded Asleon remained. How fared you with your own efforts in Central Highlands? In the course of retracing Vander's steps, we came upon a wreck of the Stoli. I suspected he found the vessel abandoned in Azizlar and tried to use it to return to Ishgard. But he crashed en route and was subsequently rescued by patrol and Camp Dragon. So it would seem, and the Archbishop's airship was not the only thing we found. Profane Fafnir was there too. The creature chose to flee, but not before Teru had a vision of Vandrea's pass. Go on, my friend. Share with us what you witness. Yeah, the talking mode. All the pieces fit, and it is as you summarize, my lord. Vandrea and the clone are one and the same, and in his despair he turned into the blasphemy. Yet, the confusion he exhibited when he asked his name is as if he wasn't sure of his own identity. According to the Scions, primals retain the memories of the previous incarnations. From this, it may be assumed that the clone harbors the memories of all those who became King Thordan and his Knights 12. Though he struggled to reconcile these conflicting memories, he managed to settle on the name Vanderer. The voices within were clearly in agreement when facing Teru, the mere sight of whom drove the blasphemy to flee. Above all, however, they share the desire to protect the Archbishop. This desire was sealed into Vanderer's very being, and when he learned that he no longer had a purpose. The Heavens Ward took up arms against us and Ishgard, but their hand were we robbed of one of our finest knights and a dear friend. Even so, I would not wish such a terrible fate upon them. The self-same fate I inflicted upon full many clergymen, and a fate I fear ordinary citizens will succumb to if we fail to act. The people will not soon forget the betrayal of the Church's leadership, nor should they. But absent the comfort and stability once afforded to them by this institution, may have become lost, and are all too vulnerable to despair. People don't have to forget, but they will need to move forward. The church can still be a source of comfort, but things... The people don't have to I thought as much myself, my friend, but to hear you say it as well. Indeed, when the ground upon which we stand crumbles, we must find the strength to move forward, even should it cause us pain to do so. Lord Ataro, at the next house session, I shall call for an ecumenical council to be held. My lord, such a gathering is reserved for... Oh, you intend for the church to codify new doctrine. Since the separation of religion and state, we have refrained from interfering in the church's affairs, but if the church is to remain a part of Ishgardian society and continue serving the people, it must reconsider its role and formally address recent revelations. I will call for this council not as the Lord Speaker, but as a humble adherent of the faith. Long had I considered whether such measures were necessary, but I lacked the courage to set them in motion. I now have it thanks to you. This is good. I almost feel like Heaven's Ward needs this post. Like, it's been so long since the end of all of this this war, but it's still very recent history, and so it still needs this conflict and rebuilding of Ishgard. I always felt like needed this more ongoing reverence to the story, and this is a good way to do it, I reckon. I like this. I shall tend to the necessary preparations at once. Among other things, we must reach out to those of the clergy who are amenable to reform. I ask for your patience in the meantime. Cool. We're gonna need to do something to get the last bit of XP. Ugh. Teru, owing to Lord Emmerich's swift action, I am pleased to say the Ecumenical Council will soon be held. In case you are unaware, the council is the highest assembly in Ishgardian Orthodox Church. Its purpose is to deliberate and decide upon doctrine. The previous one was held no less than 80 years ago, and 4 archbishops have since come and gone. As such, most Ishgardians know little of it save that which they have read in the historical records. Traditionally, the archbishop and members of the synod would meet behind closed doors. In light of Bishop Bartonok's fate, however, this time doors will be thrown open to the public. Indeed, for the first time in history, all men and women and faith of the faith may have a hand in shaping the mission and teachings of the church. 'Tis my hope that you will also join us in this endeavour. Deacon Clem, allow me to express our gratitude for your efforts in facilitating the council. We appreciate the difficulty of your position. I merely heed my conscience and my faith, my lord. Acting in Bishop Bartonok's stead, I shall do all within my power to see that the church may serve the people once more. Where's Lord Speaker, if I may ask? He stepped outside for a moment, saying he wished to gather his thoughts ahead of the council. The hour draws nigh, however. Teru, I shall proceed to the vault, and with the good Deacon. In the meantime, may I ask you find Lord Emmerich? He should be at the last vigil, I believe. Okay, okay. Ugh. Boom, boom, boom. 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 Boom, boom, boom. Boom. There he is. Oh, 'tis you, my friend. Is it time already? I see. My apologies for making you come and fetch me. I've been thinking, Teru, on the path I've chosen to walk, and on those who have been left behind as a consequence of my accident. Those who died fighting, those burdened with boundless grief, those deprived of position and purpose. Like any nation, its guard is made up of disparate souls with disparate souls with disparate beliefs. With a completely different meaning. Without an enemy to unite us. We recall the differences we once set aside out of necessity, and find amongst our old friends new ideological foes. The future I had envisioned is far more difficult to secure than I have ever imagined. What must I do for our people to live in harmony? For our nation to move forward as one? Such questions I have been pondering. We should begin making our way to the council. Shall we continue our conversation while we walk? Ready, let's be off. It is agreeable. I would like to look on 14th Manor. Yay. Let us walk around. It feels like another age that you and yours were no more than foreign wards of the House of Four Temps. In actual fact, it may be considered so. For your coming set in motion a chain of events that brought an end to the Dragon Song War, ushering in a new age of harmony. You paved the way for meaningful change in our nation, and for you that you shall ever have my gratitude for that. Now then, shall we continue on to that? Good times. King Thornton and his 12, the murderers, souls. Since the truth of their ancient crime came to light, many have demanded that these images be torn down. Yet, though what our founding fathers did wrong, neither is it right to simply expunge them and their deeds from history. To do so would be to deny our people's part in what followed for 1,000 years. We have the chance to forge a new future, but we as a nation must decide how we will confront our past. Forgive me. I was lost in thought yet again. Let us join Deacon Clem at the vault. Here. There you are, my friends. The council is about to convene. Let us take our place in the audience hall. Oh. Why am I on the council? Esteemed members of the clergy and honored adherents of the faith, I thank you all for attendance. It would be nice if such cutscenes like this was actually voiced, but I get why they can't. In recent days, our nation has been racked by a series of tragedies. Those among us who do Hallone's work have been transformed into abominations. The dreadful phenomenon has brought about by the final days, and it is upon our despair and anguish that it feeds. Thus, if we are to prevent further tragedy, we must strive to ensure that all Ishgardians, clergymen and citizens alike, abide with peace and love for one another in their hearts. To that end, I have called this ecumenical council the first in generations, that we might together determine a path forward for the church and our society as a whole. Since antiquity, the Ishgardian Orthodox Church has served the people in two respects: as a fairy spear to strike at the heart of dragonkind, and as the fairy shield to safeguard the souls of men. But now that we are at peace with the Dravanians, the church need no longer serve as a spear, and so we must now reconsider how we might better serve as a shield for our brethren. The hierarchy must be reformed, and for that we need accountability. The upper echelon must be stripped of rank at a minimum. The investigations conducted, trials held. If the evidence is sufficiently damning, and then we may turn our attention to their doctrine of lies. As our predecessors did before us, we of this node has ever sought to interpret the sculptures to the best of our abilities, and thence conveyed Hallone's will to the people. Such fervent pursuit of retribution at the expense of doctrine would come also at the expense of our faith. Have we won the war to lose our souls? Oh, Hallone, are we outside your grace? This bodes ill. At this rate, somebody might turn. Since the war's end, the church and the faithful have stood at crossroads, unable to take the next step forward. His Grace, Bishop Bartanux, may he walk in Hallone's halls, was one such soul, and in his longing for simpler times, he resorted to using forbidden magics. He succumbed to despair. In our minds, we renounce the lies upon which our nation was built, but in our hearts we yearn for the righteousness, misguided though it was. that gave us comfort and purpose for so long. So let us not forget who we were. Let us confront the mistakes of the past and learn from them, that we do not repeat the mistakes of our forefathers. As fervently as we believed in our sacred duty, we struggled to accept the church's deception and embrace change. The legacy of Thornton weighs heavy, and there is a temptation to simply cast it aside like a mantle that suits us no longer. Yet that would dishonor the sacrifice of those who went before. Countless souls who served the people with purest intent. And so, heavy though it may be, let us together bear this burden as we set forth anew. Our friend Teru risked life and limb to reveal the truth to us. The truth that our legends and our sculpture were tainted by betrayal, but not wholly corrupted. Though the great walls and towering spires of our city may have been... I hate how his hands are clipping right now. May have been built with murder and deception. They rest upon a foundation immutable and true. Our devotion to Halon, whom we have worshipped since before our forefathers settled these lands. The church is a font of practical wisdom, and its teachings guide us in our daily lives. Such things define our faith no less than the lies. We can acknowledge our sins without renouncing our religion. And without rejecting who we are. A comprehensive review of the scripture as well as historical literature will be necessary. Revisions, as appropriate, must be made to ensure that the truth of our past is preserved for future generations. With your peerless knowledge of church doctrine, I dare say none is better suited for leading that effort than you. I also expect that many eyes will be required to pore over all the tombs, and I know many idle men and women of faith who would jump at the chance to do Halon's work once more. That day so very long ago, I had no answer to my father's words, but it seems the people had it within them all along. The religion was in us all along. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. The council went better than I had dared hope. Truly, while the details remained to be decided, it was a resounding success. Your words helped everyone to find common ground. I know not how to thank you. Much credit must go to Teru. In the face of great hardship, never did she hesitate to press on, and our people have not forgotten this. It's probably about the same length, looking at how long I've been streaming for. Thought it was... Yeah, indeed. Well do I remember the day you flew into Isgard's upon a dragon's back. In making possible the impossible, you inspired us all. In you we glimpsed the fury, a vision of courage in the face of uncertainty. Looking to your example, we shall endeavor to bring about change to the church for the future of all its guardians. There will, of course, still be those souls who struggle to rise above the mere of despair, but my fellows and I shall be there to take their hand in faith and love. For what is faith, if not salvation? Well, I had best return to the cathedral. We have much more to do. But ere I forget, I have tracked down that which you requested. Some repairs will be necessary, but it will be seen to with all haste. I had tasked the deacon with finding a certain item, you see. A secret weapon, one might say. Given what we know of profane Fafnir, I suspect it will be of great use in our hunt. Once the repairs are complete, we shall be ready to strike. With the church having reached an accord with the people, the risk of more clergymen turning is greatly diminished. We may now focus entirely on the blasphemy. Yeah, let's get this. Tacty dragon. It's time we freed Vandria from his torment. Rest while you can, Teru, for I dare say the coming battle will demand the best of us. Dun 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 dun. Alright. Ugh. I think now's a good time for PvP, but how much do I need? Yeah, alright. Try and find a front line. Got quite a few challenges I could try doing. Fate. 4 more fates. Quest. I should get a game pretty quickly of front lines. Although trials might be good. Leveling. Trials might be faster. But I'm not sure if I'll... Will I get enough for trials? What's the time? Yeah, I'll give PvP. I'll give it a couple minutes. Search for PvP. And if not, then I'll jump on trials. But yeah, I think so far this is probably the best role quest, Endwalker role quest. It's just like, it's such a good like epilogue / add-on to the Heaven's Ward story, and it just feels it's just some really nice, simple closure to that, to what's still going on in Ishgard. I really like it. I really, actually, really like this job so far. This role quest so far. Alright, let's just try trials. the other thing would be to go to Fates. Which wait, how much XP do I actually need? Because depending on how much every quest things that. Yeah. Alright. How many? Only 30. Craft more. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I can do this. Just switch class to reset. I only do high quality, but I also can't be bothered crafting right now, so I might just hand in some like low quality stuff. So something people might not know that's watching this is that little cheat you can do is you don't have to, whatever class you have equipped when you hand in the lever quest, regardless if the lever quest is for that class or not, will give you the XP bonus on the challenge. So I'm just gonna get up to 19 lever quests, hand it in. Okay, here I'm gonna switch to handing in normal quality. I can't be bothered crafting. Am I up to? Open. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, never mind. I guess I won't be doing this. Wait, what? Why? Oh. Ah. This is gonna be awkward when I get in the trial. Guess I didn't update my gear. Don't look. There we go. Must have not updated that properly. Well. Two more. So I might as well withdraw from this now. As I'm doing this one. So they're almost complete. So now, if I'm on, let me see, we're 19 out of 20. I'll go in, do the same culinary levy quest, and now when I hand this in, I get that XP for this, and now I'm level 90. Yay! Level 90 Black Mage. We can go back to Ishgard. And complete the story. Just a little cheat. Get a little extra XP. Yeah. Challenges. Bum, 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 bum. I probably could have done the trial. Wait. Oh. Alright. Let's do the final quest. Glad tidings, Teru. Since the council, not a single soul has turned. That's good. Safe in that knowledge, we need only think of how to hunt down the blasphemy. Ah, Teru, you are here too. Excellent. I'm pleased to say that the secret weapon is ready. We may now look to dealing with profane Fafnir. So, as you recall, when last we encountered it, it was laying in wait by the Soleil. An instinct driven by its inherent memories, I believe. It seeks to protect that which it most strongly associates with the Archbishop. In all likelihood, it was the self-same motive that compelled it to come to the Holy See. From the skies above, it keeps watch over the Holy Vault. When it next descends, we shall exploit this instinct by using the secret weapon to lure it to the chancel. What exactly is the secret weapon? It is none other than the Fairy's Grace, the holy crozier of the Archbishop. Suspecting that Bishop Bartanox had retrieved it from Eslar, I had Deacon Clem search his private quarters. My suspicions proved correct. With the crozier in hand, I shall make an irresistible bait for profane Fafnir. My lord, that is an unconscionable risk. there's no telling how the blasphemy will react. Indeed. But we can be confident that I will command his undivided attention, thus ensuring that no more of our citizens are placed in harm's way. If the Heaven's Ward are the Archbishop's shields, then the Templar Knights are the people's. As leader of the Order, the risk is mine to bear. All the Knights of Heaven's Ward fell in Aslar as a vessel for their memories. Vandre may be considered the last of their number. Let us go then, and relieve him of his nay. There, Judy. Let us see to our preparations and proceed to the vault. We finish this once and for all. Yeah. Let's go. Man, I love this quest line. Way better than tank 1. Proceed. Here we go. Seeing that shield in this place does not bode well for me. The beast is come. Now is our chance. Seeing that shield here. Oh god. Makes me nervous. Make ready. To me, my knights. Huh, it worked. For the glory of King Thordon. No, you are not he. A trick! It is a trick! Forgive me, Sir Vandre, but it's for the sake of all its guardians, we must strike you down. Yeah, now to see my terrible black mage.
You underestimate me.
Oh god. Oh god. Thanks for that. That was really bad.
Bah.
Oh, I didn't mean to do this one. Oh, okay. Oh no, I do need to be in that.
Do not underestimate me.
Ow.
We must stand our ground.
Ah, that was bad timing.
You underestimate me.
Oh, I lost it. That's not good. Oh.
I will not falter.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh. Oh, wow. That's fucking decent. Oh my god.
flesh does not yield!
Boom, 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 boom. We did it! Yay! Finally, it is over. Thus ends the tale of the heavens. Let it not be forgotten. It was wrong of them to conceal the truth of our nation's founding, to abet the archbishops in his machination. Yet, in peering into their hearts, one thing became clear. They too had succumbed to primal manipulation. They too were victims. Flawed men, aye, but not without sin. But guardians brave and true, as we all aspire to be. Having triumphed in the battle of ideals, I have a responsibility to all our people, their hopes, and dreams, their sorrow and suffering are mine to bear, and I bear them, and bear them I shall. For had you not vanquished King Thornton, or had I erred in but one of my choices, I may well have been the first to succumb to despair, to be reborn a blasphemy. You wouldn't have turned, not you. Thank you, my friend, for having such confidence. My apologies. Was not mine intent to wax. Our work here is done. Let us return to the congregation. Yeah. GG. I think. I may have screwed myself going this way. Oh well. Yeah, I'll just go to that one. Just teleport. Down there and then mess that up. Boom, boom, boom. 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 To the strategy room. Kiru, permit me to offer my gratitude for helping us overcome not only the blasphemy, but the despair which spawned it. But this is only the beginning. On the face of it, we may have made tremendous strides in breaking down ancient barriers within our society, but there yet remain great risks to be bridged. 'Tis no easy thing to rise above a lifetime of preconceptions and prejudice. I myself have struggled to do so, as you must know. But I shan't give up on the honor of my house. I'll do everything in my power to build a new Ishgard, one in which all people can see eye to eye regardless of birth and station. Now then, I believe the Deacon has some words for you too. Pray lead him in air. My Lady Teru, may I say how glad I am that you are safe and well. Just before you arrived, Lord Emmerich explained to me the true nature of the man who became the blasphemy. The poor, confused creature was born of the church's mistakes. And on behalf of the clergy, I give you my heartfelt thanks for laying it to rest. As we work to reform our institutions and rebuild our relationship with the people, we will remember and pray for all those who have fallen in service to the faith. We shall pray for you as well, wheresoever your path may lead. May the Fury ever watch over and keep you. I shall leave it at that. Then Lord Emmerich too wishes to speak. Would not do to keep him waiting. Ah. Kiru, Lord Atterell, thank you for your vital roles played in ridding us of profane Fafnir. As ever, the sight of you in combat was nothing short of inspiring. I'd never seen me in combat as a black mage before. And also I did terrible. With no further reported instances of people turning and the blasphemy itself no more, I should like to believe we are free of this scourge of despair. My brethren and I shall labor to see that it ever remains so by fighting to dispel the darkness in men's hearts. Good. And I shall fight with you, not only as a speaker of the House of Lords, or the Lord Commander of Temple Knights, but as a man of faith in our God and in our people. Together, let us strive to fill our nation with hope. Kiru, by now you will be sick unto death of being thanked, but I must nonetheless express an additional word of gratitude. Full oft have you served our nation, our people. I speak not only of our lives, but our hearts and minds as well. Just doing my job as the world's hero, as Azam, as the seat of Azam. You have given us a great gift, that of opportunity and choice. And if we are to repay you for it, we as a nation must take full advantage of our freedom to dictate a new course forward into a brighter future. What forward means we may not always agree upon, but as fellow Asgardians we shall find a way to rise above our differences and stand united. That is the nation that I will strive to build. This I swear to you. Teru, given all that you have done for us, I am loath to impose further, but may I trouble you bear word of our success to our officer and Rads at Han? We will of course be sending a report, but there is no substitute to a first-hand account. Our allies would benefit from the additional details you can provide as well. Our thanks again, my friend, and may the Fury speed your way. The Reds at Han. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Boom, boom. Thank you for peace to those rise, yeah. If I may speak, I must confess to being a great admirer of yours. When you have a moment, I should like to hear about some of your adventures, if you would do me the honor. For the present, however, in my official capacity as Isgard delegate, I offer you my humble thanks for your immeasurable service to our nation. Yay! Completed. That means all I've got left is the last role quest, which is the healer one, which I'm not quite there. Haven't really done much healing post level 80 healing, so I have to level White Mage or Astrologian up. Probably White Mage, because I'm not really a fan of the current Astrologian and how it works. So that'll be a while, but I will, like I did with the tank and magic DPS, again stream the healer one once I get that leveled up. But yeah, so far magical one easily, magical DPS easily the best. Man, that was just such a nice, like, additional little closure and small epilogue to the going-ons in Ishgard after all of Heavensward stuff. It was just so nice. I really liked that. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, we'll probably call that there for tonight's stream. So thank you to those tuning in and watching this on archive. I hope you enjoyed watching me play through that story, and until next time, bye bye.